Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. I've really been enjoying having you all comment and telling me where you're from. Let's keep that trend up this week and see if we can reach some new and further places. So far, the furthest to comment has been California. Do you think that I can go further west or perhaps further north? All right. Let's go straight into my video. This is going to be another one of our trimmer hacks. Let me preface this by saying I am lazy, and I know that about myself. I would prefer to hang out on the couch all day if I could. So in my everyday life, I'm just a relaxed person. So in my scrapbook life, I am also fairly relaxed. I guess relaxed is a better word than lazy. But I love our trimmer by Creative Memories. My one little tiny complaint is that I wish that the base of the trimmer was larger. It goes to about 5.5 inches. But my two most common measurements when I'm cutting are actually 6 or 6.5 inches. When I'm making mats, they're usually 4x6 or 4.5 by 6.5. Which means if I'm gonna make those 6 or 6.5 inch cuts, I have to open up my arm. And that's an extra step. And extra steps are hard for lazy people. So I'm gonna show you guys a really cool hack. I actually first learned about this from Sue Collins from Canada, and it blew my mind. Blew my mind. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. Why did I never think of doing that? So in order to do this, of course, you need your Creative Memories trimmer. You need a bit of extra cardstock. This is actually a leftover piece of mat from the Magic Pack, a pair of scissors, and then clear packing tape. It's important that it's clear so that you guys can still see your markings. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've extended my arm here. And I'm going to take my scratch sheet of paper, and you guys want it to have, at least cardstock. You want it to have a little bit of backbone, I guess, for lack of a better word. You want it to be sturdy. And you're just going to put it somewhere. I know that I want it to go to at least 6.5 inches. And I'm going to pull this down a little bit just so that I can mark on my sheet different measurements. So if the end of my sheet is 6.5, I believe I will also mark my 6. And I'm just using a fine tip Sharpie to do this. I'm gonna do 6 1/4, and I'll do 5. You want to make sure you have some marks here to reference. And let's see, what else? If I'm doing 5, might as well do 5.5. And I'll leave it at that. So I've marked my paper. I'm going to bring my Sharpie. I know that this was 6 and this was 5. So this is 5.5. This was 6 1/4, which means that this is 6.5. All right. Now that I have marked up my sheet of scratch paper, I'm just going to take it over to my trimmer, and I just want fairly thin. I may even go a bit thinner. I'm just going to double check that I've marked those properly. Looks good to me. I don't need that much hangover. I'm just going to trim this a little here. All right, so I've made a cute little extension ruler. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to tape it into place. So I need to find the end of my tape. So you don't need a whole lot of tape. It should probably be at least as long as your little makeshift ruler and about the same width. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Give it a little snip. All right, guys. So here's the trick. You're gonna take your makeshift ruler. You're gonna make sure that it is lined up on the markings that you provided. So that 5 all the way to that 6.5. And then you're just going to use your tape and secure it in place. This is why it's important that you're using clear tape so that you can still see any markings on the base of your trimmer, as well as any markings on your makeshift ruler. So now, when I want to create a 4.5 by 6.5 photo mat, I no longer have to open my arm to get that measurement. My lazy self rejoices. I can just pull my sheet of cardstock, bring it to the end of my makeshift ruler, cut, and then of course rotate and do the other side. Easy peasy. Have you guys run into this problem as well, where you are trying to make a quick cut and you're just, you're trying to save those several seconds and you don't want to pull that arm out? Can you guys see yourself using this method? The nice thing is that doesn't have to be permanent, it's just tape. So if you want to see the smaller fine-tuned measurements here, you can flip your ruler over, or you can always just remove it when you're done. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I would love for you guys to like and subscribe. And if you never want to miss a video, make sure you guys hit that bell as well. I'll see you next week. Bye.